Hello and welcome to Between the Streams. My name's Jay, and this is the show where we ask the most important questions to your favorite streamers and content creators to find out who they really are. Today's guest is a variety streamer playing games like Phasmophobia, Back for Blood, and some retro games. He's a genuinely good guy and a really good friend of mine, JustinSoSustin. Welcome in, and how you doing, brother?
Hey man, thanks for having me. It's been going good.
Good to hear. Good to hear. It's always a pleasure talking to you, man. I really enjoy spending time around you.
Appreciate that, man. Likewise.
So, we can jump right into it. A couple of little rules slash guidelines for you before we start. Of course, you can answer questions as your IRL self or your internet persona. That's totally up to you. You don't have to give out any information that you're not wanting to. We're not trying to get your address. We don't want to dox you. You can skip any question you don't want. So if something brings up past trauma or is just, generally uncomfortable to answer, skip right past it. We'll keep going. And of course, you can answer with as much or as little detail as you want. Yes and no are acceptable answers. The Declaration of Independence is an acceptable answer.
Gotcha. Let's do it, man.
All right, hopping right in. Question number one. What's your name?
My name is Justin. You can call me that. You can call me Sustin. Sus. Everyone has different variations of my name. But yeah, that's what I prefer to be known as. A few people in the Discord know my full name, but I keep that for close friends.
Yeah. My personal favorites are Sussy Baka and Sussy Boy.
Sussy Baka, Sussy Boy. There you go, King of Sus. There's a
Yeah.
million things you could do with that name.
Oh, yes.
It's funny how I got that. It's funny how I got that nickname actually, because you mind if I tell a little story?
Yeah, go for it.
So I actually don't recall who is exactly there, but we all met. The original members of this group met in a random game of Among Us. I'm pretty sure I was on Cheesy Dust's stream, and then we raided into Triceratops Monkey, and then we played a game of Among Us, and then we just haven't stopped talking since. And obviously, it being a social deception game, I just randomly came up with the name Sustin once because it kind of rolls off the tongue well, and everybody liked it so much that they said that what, you should brand that or something, and
Yeah.
you should do something with it. Now it's on my merch and stuff, and which is funny and ironic. Sorry, it's funny and ironic because when it comes to social deception, it's really not my thing. Being the bad guy or the imposter, whether it's Among Us or something I like to play like Dread Hunger, I find I really suck at it because it gives me so much anxiety playing that role. I have so much pressure on my hands.
Yeah, I remember the rebranding when that happened. All the OG fans of Sustin here, y'all will remember the J Divvy
Mm-hmm.
stream. I
Mm-hmm.
remember
There you go.
those. But that quickly became when came into the group, that quickly happened and became the Justin So Sustin stream,
Yeah.
which I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't I was kind of debating it at first because like I said, social deception games are not. I will play it, but they're not a go-to of mine, and I'm really bad at being an imposter.
Yeah,
but
same.
but I don't know. It just stuck with me after that, and yeah, JW94, man, what a throwback.
Oh yeah.
That was when I first started streaming, and yeah, I decided to change it to just protect my identity a little bit.
Understandable. Well, question number two. We covered your internet presence on, in the intro, but just to give everybody a little bit better idea, what do you do?
So, outside of Twitch, I am a full-time merchandiser or floor clerk at a pharmacy here in Quebec. It's a Canadian company known in Canada as Shoppers Drug Mart. Everywhere in Canada, in Quebec, we're known as Pharmaprix. So I have a wide variety of tasks there every single day. Unfortunately, I don't have the most stable schedule. They're kind of all over the place. And other than working 42 and a half hours every week, I like to, watch my health a little bit. I like to be a little bit active. I don't like to stay cooped up in one environment for so long. So I like to stay fit. I try to go to the gym at least 2 or 3 times a week, you know, just to do something basically. I like bouncing around and kind of doing different things, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I got got a basic life for a guy. So it's like working out, and gaming.
Yeah, that is the life. Not the life that, not the dream, but it is the life.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, you touched on question 3 there in that answer, but just to cover it again, where are you from?
Yep. So I am from Montreal, Quebec. I live in a little borough west of Montreal. It's not technically Montreal, but it's still on the island, in the little town of Pointe Claire. And yes, to anybody out there, I don't have the stereotypical Quebec accent. I don't talk like this with a bit of an accent, like most people think people from Quebec talk like. Je parle français, but obviously I won't. I won't do that just to trip people out. But yeah, I'm perfectly bilingual, and I was raised as an anglophone, but I sucked it up and learned the other language too.
Yeah, it's Quebec is French Canadian mostly,
Yes,
correct? Okay.
yes. I don't consider myself French Canadian per se, but it's a French Canadian province.
All right. Well, the last of our 4 softball questions to start everything off, which a lot of people have argued is not a softball question. But just to go into it, vanilla or chocolate?
Oh boy, man, it really depends. The first thing that comes to mind is like obviously ice cream flavors. Ah, man, I prefer. Here's the thing: I prefer chocolate flavored like protein shakes, but when it comes to ice cream, I like vanilla a little bit more generally.
I can definitely feel that. Now, as somebody who has had many protein shakes in the past, I used to be highly into fitness. I don't do that anymore. If you saw me in real life, you would know that. But I would have to say the worst protein shake flavor out there is fucking cookies and cream.
Yeah, you know what? Hang on. I don't think I've had a cookies and cream shake, but I've had cookies and cream protein bars, and they are fucking awful.
Yeah, dude.
They're disgusting.
I think it was I think I was using Way Gainer 2000 at the time,
Right.
and I'm sorry, Way Gainer. If you want to sponsor me, I'm all for it. But your cookies and cream flavor is goddamn trash can. Like, please do some R&D and fix that shit.
Oh
Your
man.
chocolate is amazing. Your vanilla is really good, but fix the cookies and cream, please.
Yeah, cookies and cream ice cream can fuck with that for days. Cookies and cream Hershey, the chocolate bar, amazing. Cheesecake, unbelievable. Anything protein related is like vomit inducing with cookies
Yeah.
and cream.
And then, of course, you go back to the original cookies and cream, which is Oreos.
Yeah.
And mini rant, cookies and cream flavored Oreos is Oreo flavored Oreos.
Oh
Just so that
damn.
you all fucking know that.
Jason, I'm going off here. I love it.
Well, to get back on topic and to get into some of our deeper questions with number 5, what is something that you have done that you're proud of?
Something that I've done that I'm proud of. A few things. I would say first and foremost, I'll talk about like mental health. I struggle a lot with depression and intrusive thoughts. And at one point in my life, I think of this maybe going back like 10 years ago, and it pops back in every now and then. It's normal. Everyone goes through it. But for like the whole year, I remember just being in like just constantly such a bad way, and I didn't want to be like I just knew that how do I say it, like I needed a better thought process and a better way to live and do what actually makes me happy, and I'm proud of myself that I didn't decide to do anything stupid, and and bounce back from that and basically have like a more or less stable life. I don't have like a career path right now, but I've been working nonstop since. I've learned techniques to be like extremely good with my money, so it's helped me reach a level of stability in my life, and I'm proud of myself that I kind of broke through those barriers, and I'm I keep battling that adversity every now and then, but I'm proud of the way I handle it. Sometimes I need to reach out for help, and that's totally okay. If anybody's out there, if you need to talk to somebody, please do it. It's not good to keep it inside. And yeah, I'm proud that I'm also like not afraid to talk about it either. I'm not afraid to open up about my struggles. I'm not afraid to listen to people's struggles and just have me, you know, even if I can't give the best advice, just listen. I'm obviously proud of like my fitness level, because like I was the scrawniest kid uh, you would ever know. I think I weighed about 107 pounds, and before I started working out, which is like very yeah exactly. And I'm not like a big dude either. I'm only like 5'5", 5'6" max, but like and COVID kind of screwed it up. But before COVID hit, I was like 155 pounds in about like a year and a half, 2 years. So I was proud of like how I looked and everything, and I'm also proud of my Twitch journey. It hasn't been perfect. There are some things I'd like to do over, but I'm proud that I stuck it out. I'm proud that I achieved what I achieved. That like I have a very small following, but I'm proud that like I match some people who have like twice or three times or four times the following that I do, and the work that I put in to entertain you guys, and yeah, I'm proud of that too.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely proud of you as well. I mean, the physical journey is definitely something that a lot of people struggle with, and you seem to overcome that. Now, the mental journey, that is something I'm very proud of, and I've actually dealt with a lot of the same things, especially with my anxiety, which a lot of people who know me don't think that I have anxiety because I cover it so well, but I've learned the tools to deal with it. And for anybody who is struggling with that, there are tools out there to help you deal with it. It won't cure it. There is no cure for these things, but there are tools to handle them and get through them.
Of course,
And those are the things you have to look for.
absolutely.
So, moving on to question 6. How many siblings do you have, if any?
So I have one sister. She is 5 years older than me. Her name is Alana. I won't go too much into detail, but growing up was a little bit of a rocky relationship. But we kind of went our separate ways at one point. Since then, she has gotten married. I am probably going to be an uncle within the next couple of years. Just want to put it out there, Uncle Sus incoming. And yeah, nowadays we have a good relationship. I saw her for lunch the other day with my mother, and yeah, we vibe very well together now.
That's good. It's I won't say that I've had bad relationships with my siblings in the past, but I mean, like we used to be a lot closer. Now we really don't talk as much, but I mean, it happens. Sometimes it goes one way, sometimes it goes the other.
Yeah,
And it seems like yours went a healthy direction, and I'm happy for you on that one.
appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, looking back, you don't know how to deal with these things without the proper like education and maturity. But when you grow up and you realize like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And you work at it, you work through it together, and then that's how you build a relationship, or that kind of relationship.
Absolutely. Well, moving right along, question number 7. Have you ever been in love?
No, I wouldn't say that I have. I'm not sure what it really feels like to like really love someone that deeply. I've had relationships, haven't been with the right people. I am I'm currently seeing someone right now, who's a very good woman, very supportive, and I'm happy, but I can't say that I have yet. It's too soon for me to say that.
Yeah. Understandable. I mean, love isn't something that you can just. I don't believe in love at first sight, personally.
Yeah,
I
me
believe
neither.
that love is something that is built over time and that is worked at constantly.
Yeah,
The same applies to marriage. It's not something that just fucking happens. Like you have to work at it, you have to build it, and you have to dedicate yourself to it. And that's where you start to see that you love someone, that they're showing that same dedication to you.
of course. And I learned very simple quote, but my dad said to me one day, you cannot have a relationship if you complicate each other. You have to complement each other.
Yeah,
You know, the way you guys live, with the things you do, complement each other, don't complicate each other. And those are words I live by now. And
absolutely
I'm
agree with
I'm
that.
not I'll never settle for anything less compared to what I've dealt with in the past. So
Yeah,
yeah, here's to better times.
hell yeah. Well, speaking of better times, question 8, my favorite question of the series. What is the drunkest you've ever been?
Oh boy. Well, ever since this experience, I don't think I've been nearly this drunk ever again because it just traumatized me. But it's a bit of a long story. Okay, so I don't know. It was college. I know that for sure. It would have been 2011, I think it was. So 11 years ago. I got invited to this party. I knew this kid who had a very like wealthy mother, and he invited us over to a party at her place in a very discreet part of Montreal. It's not like in the city or anything. It's on like this really like long sort of like empty boulevard. If anybody nobody's heard of this location, look up Montreal Habitat 67. It's this very crazily built like this crazily built like structure where it's like a bunch of like apartment buildings. JStorm, you can look it up right now as I'm telling you this. It's like a really crazy fancy place that is built like in a very remote area, and we got invited there. Super nice inside. My God, is it like high end? So along the way, I met up with some people, and I met this guy who I became friends with, and his name was Tom. And back then, remember, this is before my fitness thing, so I was hella scrawny and therefore hell of a lightweight. And then wait for it, he was about as scrawny as I was. Little did I know that this guy had the fucking alcohol tolerance of like a fucking 500 pound like 40-year-old. I don't know who had just stuffed a bunch of McDonald's. So we get to the party. We're doing shots together, and I am not pacing myself at all. I'm having shot after shot, trying to keep up with this guy until I'm like, oh, I really don't feel good. And obviously, I was acting drunk and in about, but then I really did not start to feel good. I went to the bathroom, blew chunks all over the toilet, and then I came back out, and it's funny that I remember this too. I came back out of the washroom, and then I went to the couch in the other room, and I just face planted. And then I remember waking up like I don't know how long later. It could have been a few seconds, a few minutes of like faces around me, and they're like, Justin, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm just like, in my mind, I was coherent enough to think, oh shit, I really fucked up. So I remember one of my good friends at the time, Jesse. He grabbed my phone, he called my mom, and he explained to her like what had happened to me. And then she put me on the phone, and I was like terrified. I'm like, she's like, Jay, what? Because she calls me Jay. She's like, what were you thinking, Jay? I'm like, Mom, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I'll be okay. Okay, I'll be home tomorrow. I'm gonna stay here for tonight. And that was it. And then I don't remember anything after that. I was probably like borderline dead for the next like I don't know how many hours, but I woke up the next morning in a bedroom, like in a fetal position, and there was like I remember looking around me. There was like I don't know if it was like shaving cream or whipped cream on the walls in the hallway, and I'm just like, what the hell did I sleep through? And and then I was like hungover for I think like 2 days,
Oh God.
something like that. I was not. I got home and I was still puking. I was still sick, and then I'm like, you know what? I am never doing that again. Which brings me to my next story. Because I don't think this was very long after I had that experience. We went to a bar, me and my close friends, downtown to a bar called McKibben's, and my friend Kyle was like, you know what? Let's do some shots of Jack Daniels tonight. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. And then over time, it became a competition between him, my friend Steven, and my friend Ben. They were going to see how many shots they can do of JD, a whole ass bottle, like an almost $200 bottle. Like, so this is a big fucking bottle. And I'm getting nervous because I had just been through the experience and I was concerned for them. But I'm like, okay, maybe they'll pace themselves. No, they had like 100 shots in front of them. They're like downing and downing and downing. I'm like,
Oh
what the
God.
fuck are you guys doing? And so they all. Ben won, by the way. He did 21 shots. He, he's still alive, might I say. I'd still talk to him today. He did 21 fucking shots,
Oh my God.
which is like a lethal dose, might I add.
Yeah.
And like we had to carry him out of the bar, and like we had to throw him in a cab. We're like, Ben, tell them your address. And he's like, he sits up for a second. He goes like, and he says the street, and then he goes like, and then he just fell down in his seat. and then and then yeah, he got home fine. It was fine. And then my friend Kyle couldn't walk. We had to help him on the underground subway system, and he somehow got home okay. And I remember just giving him water the whole day. I'm like, guys, what the hell? I just went through this. Fucking stop. And yeah, so since then, like I've gotten drunk a couple times, but I feel that when I do start to get drunk or consume alcohol, I start to get like anxiety
Hmm.
because like I don't want to. One, I just don't have the time or lifestyle to deal with this because, like I said, I do shit like outside of the house too. Like whether I'm not working, like I like to get out and do things. So like I don't like dealing with the hangover, and I don't want to lose control or do something stupid.
Yeah.
So I try to control myself. I'll have some drinks. I'll get buzzed. I love being buzzed, but drunk, maybe it'll happen when I meet everybody, but it's not really for me.
Yeah. Buzzed and tipsy are really nice. Drunk is not. And I do want to touch on one thing. It popped in, or it stuck in my head. Something that I've always thought about is when you reach a certain stage of drunk
Hmm.
where your brain can still function normally and you realize I've fucked up. You have completely coherent thought that, this was a mistake. I need to do this. I need to do that. You've run through a process of thoughts that are, like I said, they're completely coherent. Your body does not respond the way it should
Yeah,
because you're going, I need to do this, I need to do that, but at the same time it's not sending those signals correctly, so you're stumbling all over the place.
there you go.
I need to go to the bathroom right now. It needs to go, and and
Yeah.
it is a very weird experience that I don't enjoy personally.
Oh, and yeah, everyone has their phases of like, oh, when you're young, you experience it. But for me, like, I grew out of it. I'm only 28, and I grew out of it like 3, 4 years ago. I'm like, this shit's not for me.
Yeah, I'm 35, and shortly after my 21st birthday, I stopped drinking for the most part. Like I'll have a beer here and there, maybe
Yeah,
a couple margaritas, but like the whole going out and getting hammered with your friends, that's not fucking happening. That no.
for sure. Like, yeah, it's just not for me anymore. When I actually saw some of those same group of friends in this past November, because like this is when like after like some of the lockdowns got lifted for bars and stuff.
Hmm.
We got there. We had a decent consumption of alcohol, but like nothing too crazy. And guess what? We had a great fucking time. Everyone got home safe, and it was good.
Yeah,
So be responsible.
yeah. It for me it turned into like going to pool halls, which
Hmm.
I enjoy so much more because I'd rather, sip on a beer and do an activity rather than just, stand around a table slamming shots.
That's totally fair. Yeah,
To me, it's a much more enjoyable evening. But that's
agreed.
just me. And I'm not down. If you like to just stand around a table and take shots, more power to you. If that's how you have fun, have fun.
Hmm.
But drink responsibly and be of age.
And don't drive when you do that shit, guys. Please.
Oh
I know
my
I don't need to
God.
say that.
There's
I don't need to say that, but please.
so many fucking options out there right now. Call a cab, call an Uber, Lyft, rideshare, whatever the fuck you have to do. Designate a driver. Hopefully they're responsible enough to stay sober, but don't fucking drink and drive. It's not cool. It's not fucking fun. It's not more it may be more convenient a couple of times, but everybody gets fucking caught up too eventually.
Yeah.
Just don't fucking do it. All right, well that's enough public service announcements. Let's move right along to question number 9. Day or night?
Day. I'm more of a day person, I would say.
Yeah,
I guess that's because of the lifestyle I have, with working during the day and all that stuff. But yeah, I could go out. I could be up to like the early hours of the morning, but like that's not like a very common occurrence for me anymore.
no, hardly ever. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy the night more, but I'm a day person. Just just because like I'm up at fucking 6 a.m. even on the weekends.
You say there you go. It depends on your lifestyle, right?
Yeah,
So for you and me, it's like day,
yeah,
And like I can barely sleep in on weekends now. If I'm up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, I'm like, fuck it, let's have a day right now. Let's go. Let's do things.
yeah, exactly. All right, moving along to question 10, the halfway point of our list. What is your favorite color?
I don't have much of it, but I always like a darker shade of blue. I know my computer chair is kind of that color, but I have a wide variety of colors. I'm not crazy about a certain one, but yeah, dark blue.
More of like a rich blue or a royal blue.
I would say, yeah, probably more like a. I mean, both. I like rich and royal blue. I'm not really picky with either.
Okay. Well, sliding past that halfway point with question number 11. Who is someone who has inspired you?
Someone who's inspired me. That's a good one. Well, this might be a very common answer, and then probably a generic one, but I say I take a lot of inspiration from my dad. We're not. I was raised primarily by my mother, so we're not like really alike in some ways. But he has this no bullshit attitude, and is very hard nosed when it comes to certain things, and he's got like really thick skin. So I think having that around me, since I've been living with him for the past this is year 6 that I'm living with him. I think it's like taught me to like stand my ground more, be more mature, be more smart, be more aware of like what I'm doing with my time and my money and that kind of thing. And he always knows what he's talking about. He educates himself, and I mean, dads can be tough. I mean, some people might know what I'm talking about. They can be a little tough on you, but I think it's like for the better too, because I think I've grown up a lot and matured and kind of taken like what he deals with, and I apply it to myself. I apply it to work. Like I don't take shit from people anymore, whether you're not a worker or a customer. And I like that. I like that aspect of him has like rubbed off on me.
Oh yeah.
And because usually people go to like athletes for this, but yeah, I would say a lot of the friends in our group too have kind of inspired me. Whether it's ways to improve on my content creating, on my setup, or listening to what they deal with in their struggles. And it's like when you listen to someone's struggles, it kind of like it's comforting in a way that you're like not alone, and it makes you think that what, this can help me deal with my stuff better too. Maybe this can make me stronger. Maybe I should be more like this person and what they do. No, I'm not gonna single
Right.
anybody out. Like everyone's awesome in here, but there are a couple of people who I look at them and I'm just like, I aspire to be as strong as you.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, I think this is one of the questions that I haven't really answered yet or given, my 2 cents on for real.
Hmm.
So just a quick story. This the people who were there probably didn't see this interaction the same way that I did, but one of my life inspirations is my dad. And there's a story that I haven't told often, but there was one night, this was back when I was probably 18, 19 years old. Like I was young. I was really, not, super young, but, late teens.
Okay.
And my parents had a party at their house, and there was a lot of people drinking. A couple of them who shouldn't have been. It was a young kid there, who was like friend of whoever, but early, I think it was like a brother of a friend of somebody else's. But he got there and he started drinking, and he drank way too much.
Okay.
Well, he decided he wanted to leave, and people were trying to get his keys from him. He wasn't giving them up. He ended up running out to his truck, cranking it up, flying down the road, didn't make it a fucking quarter mile, and slammed into a tree. Not he didn't injure himself. He was fine, but his truck was fucked. He
Wow.
he, he got really lucky. Now here comes the story that like shaped who I am as a person today. So my dad hops in his truck, and he's mid 40s at this point, maybe early 40s, but he's a grown fucking man.
Hmm.
A couple of his friends, they go down, they realize what happened, because they heard the fucking truck hit. You couldn't not hear it. So they help the kid out. They throw him in the bed of the truck. My dad actually hops back there with them, helping him out, talking to him. One of his buddies drives him back up to the house. As they pull up, my dad is like trying to help this kid. He's providing aid. He's not cut. He's not hurt. He's fine, but he's still drunk as fuck, and he was just in a car accident.
Yeah.
So helping him out, my dad goes to stand up, tries to help the kid up, in the bed of the truck. The kid, and when I say kid, maybe 19 or 20, like he's my age, maybe a little older
Okay.
at the time. The kid jumps up right in my dad's face, says something through gritted teeth, and my dad just rocks him. One hit. Like, kid is out solid, fucking stiff as a board, falls over the tailgate. One of his friends catches him. Just completely rocked this kid's shit.
Holy crap.
And
Wow.
it sounds really weird to have this shape who I am today, but in all honesty, if you look at that situation as a whole and break it down to its base elements, that's help people, be good, but don't fucking take shit and don't let them walk on you.
Absolutely.
And that's what I took from that situation. Seeing my dad, a grown fucking man, who is, handling an entire party full of guests. There was, 30 people in this fucking house.
Yeah.
There was some UFC event, I believe. And he's, making drinks for people. He's fucking barbecuing. He's drinking and partying with us at the same time. He's trying to have a good time. But he stops everything to go help this kid. And then and like I said, I don't know what the kid said, but it was bad enough for my dad, who does not have a fucking temper, to just rock his shit one hit.
Wow.
So
I
I mean
mean,
that has to be like my best advice for everybody out there is, be a good person, do good out in the world, try to help people,
mhm.
but do not let them fucking walk on you. Don't let them take advantage of you. Stand up for yourself. I can't remember what president it was, American president, but one of his slogans was "Speak softly, but carry a big stick."
I like that.
And that's, I mean, it don't get angry over little shit. Be a good person. Do what you need to do, but be ready to fight back when you need to.
Of course.
But that's my story. So,
I mean, fucking kid was lucky to get away with only a punch in the face that night, and
absolutely, because
let's be honest, that's the least he deserved.
yeah, that
Let's
is
be honest.
absolutely the stuff that he, and I didn't even go into, like, he was a complete shithead the whole time he was drinking. He didn't come to the party with his own alcohol and get fucked up. This kid's, like I said, he's like 18, 19, maybe 20. This motherfucker came to somebody else's party that he originally wasn't invited to, drank everybody else's fucking alcohol and liquor and all that,
Right. Wow.
and
Okay.
then started acting like a dick to everybody in the fucking house.
And then gets in this truck. Could
Yeah,
could
and
could have killed so many people. Luckily, didn't. But
yeah, thank
that's
goodness.
that's fucked up, man. Well, oh,
By the
story
way,
time's been interesting tonight.
if you happen to be listening to this, whoever you were, I don't know if you recognize me. I'm not going to say my name, my dad's name, or anything like that. If you happen to remember that night and you know that it's you, fuck you, dude. You're a fucking piece of shit. Go to hell.
Great.
I know that was probably, you probably thought that was going somewhere else. Get fucked, dude. Learn how to live your fucking life.
I mean, he probably won't hear this, but yeah, honestly, agreed. Fuck you, dude. You're selfish. Like every other person who decides to get behind the wheel drunk as shit, you're fucking selfish.
I hope with everything that I have that you've become a better person. Like that's the nicest thing that I can say. So I hope you've fucking become better, because
Wait,
you
wait,
need
wait, wait, way to take the high road at the end.
to. Well, to get back on topic,
Yeah.
Sustin, question number 12. What is your most prized possession?
Most prized possession. I mean, these hockey jerseys are pretty expensive. I treat them very well. Unfortunately, they are more expensive than they should be. I would say on no. You know what? Now that I think about it, I would probably say my 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 car. I drive an Akira, um, which is the high end line of Honda, and the reason why I'm so proud of it is because that is like almost a decade's worth of work put into that. Of all the jobs I've done over my life, it's been put into that thing, and it is a beauty. The 2017 ILX is a thing of beauty. Easy to drive, great horsepower for a four-cylinder, and super reliable. I've only had to change oil and tires on it and the brake fluid once, but that's not important. Um, other than that, like that was like that's like currently and still to this date my biggest investment because I'm also still paying it off. But I owned two shit cars before it, and I realized that you can't where I live you can't survive without a car. So
Yeah.
but I made smart business decisions. I lost my first car because the engine went. I bought my mechanic's old BMW, and then when I sold that car, I used it as a down payment on the one that I have now, and it ended up actually profiting. So
Oh wow.
I would say that's my most prized possession.
It's a nice one. Acura's a really good car. By the way, for all of you Americans that are listening, he said, I think you said Acura.
Akira, yeah,
Yeah, we
Acura.
pronounce it Acura,
Yeah, I pronounce it
and
both ways.
yeah,
Akira. My dad says Akira, so but I say Acura as well. I say both.
it's just the French Canadian coming out. We'll let you slide on
Yeah, there you go.
that.
No, French Canadian would say like Acura, like that.
Oh, that just sounds weird. That no,
Yeah,
don't do that again.
I won't. I'll never pronounce like that. I go Akira or Acura, but
Yeah,
the only bad thing about it now is with gas prices being fucking engorged at the way that they are. Um, they take premium gas, and right now it's fucking painful.
yeah. You
And
know,
I'm in a sort of long distance relationship, so it's worth it. Michelle, baby, if you're listening to this, it's worth it. But shit's expensive.
and again, so today, as of recording, it's June 9th, 2022.
Yes.
We have a mutual friend, Zildren. He did the math the other day, and he lives somewhat close to you, does he not?
He lives in BC, so that's like on the other side of Canada. So I'm
Okay,
not.
so not close at all. But he did the math for his area. Of course, gas is sold as liters up in Canada. Down here in America, it's sold in gallons. So
Yep.
he did the math and he did the conversion. And I think the average price in America right now is like $5 a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
Around us, it's like 4.50 right now.
Yep.
Uh, but where he is, after his math and conversions, it's $8.60 a gallon.
Yep.
So all of you Americans complaining about the price of gas, shut up.
Yep.
Just
Pretty
shut the
much.
fuck
And
up.
I've seen the gas price hikes all over Canada. Us and BC are actually very similar, so it might be around $8 a gallon for us as well.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Right now, I saw it as if you know your liters, it's about $2.15 a liter for regular gas.
Yeah,
So it's almost $100 for me to fill up premium gas on a fucking 50-liter tank. It's great. It's
yeah.
awesome.
I filled up my work van Monday, and it was sitting on a quarter tank. You know, not bad,
Yep.
not horrible for my work van. $105 later,
Ooh.
and this is per gallon. This is per gallon. $105 later, the
Oh
tank
man,
was full.
that's crazy.
That is
Ah.
insane.
So
But
if anybody who owns a gas company, fuck you, lower your prices. This is another shout out. First it was
yeah,
truck drivers, now it's gas company owners.
look,
Y'all suck.
we know what y'all fuckers are doing with your whole, oh, it's the beginning of summer, everybody's going to be traveling, let's raise gas prices. Fucking why? We know your production costs haven't changed. People are buying more gas, you're making more money, and you still want to raise your fucking prices. You're pieces of shit. You really are.
They'll use the war as an excuse too.
Oh, of course. And fucking, oh, the war,
Yeah.
Russia. Go fuck yourself. Okay, again, back on topic.
I love how we get off topic to rant about this and like tell people to go fuck themselves.
I mean,
I love this.
I'm here for it. Just
Oh man,
one of my
this is
favorite
great.
things to do is to tell people to go fuck themselves. So I mean,
I
it's
know it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
yes, it is.
Oh man. All right, moving on.
Moving right along. Question 13. And you know what? I'm tired of clarifying this one. We're just going to go back to asking it straight. Beach vacation or camping trip?
Beach vacation for me. Camping is not my thing.
See, you got to get out in those woods, up in the mountains, especially. Feel that cold air. Mm.
No, I'm sure it's great. It's just something I'm not like interested in trying. And after my recent excursion to Cuba, fuck, do I miss the beach? Not
I
not the
mean,
shitty
okay.
not the shitty beaches here in Montreal, but over there, sublime.
You know, honestly, if it wasn't for sand, and I know people are probably tired of hearing me say this, but I fucking hate sand. where I grew up in South Louisiana, when you want to go swimming, you walk right off the fucking mud bank and hop in the water.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. If I can skip the sand, I'm fucking cool with going to the water. I want to go swimming. I want to go play and go drive boats and fucking whatever.
Hmm.
Take the sand out of the equation. I'm fine. But fuck
Yeah.
sand.
I will say though, like just to clarify, when I say beach, I don't mean like I'll be there for 6 to 8 hours like some other people and just tanning. I can't stand that shit like for that long. Like when I came back from Cuba, I don't know if you saw me like right after I came back when I came into the Discord call. I had okay color, but I wasn't crazy colored. But it was noticeable. But it wasn't like people were like, "You don't look as dark as you used to be." Yeah, because like I don't want to sit in this. I don't want to like lie down in the sun and bake for 8 hours a day. I need to do shit. So
You
like
know
I,
what?
I get I
I'm feeling kind of called out here with my profession. I spend much of my time just standing out in the sun, fucking working. That's why yeah,
yeah,
I'm dark as fuck. I'm just gonna get darker throughout the
it's
summer.
good, man. I love some color too. But like if I'm on the beach and doing an activity or going into the water, all for it. Except when you get stung by a jellyfish, which I did in Cuba. Don't recommend it.
Mm,
Don't recommend it.
do not recommend. I've had quite a many. Growing up, like again, South Louisiana, I grew up right there in the Gulf.
Oh wow, okay.
I have had many a jellyfish stings. They are fucking infested in the Gulf. Like
Oh man.
it's you can't go down to Gulf shores and go swimming without seeing jellyfish all through there.
Hmm.
It's just it's part of it.
Yeah.
It's part of the experience.
And I remember I was with the friends I met over there, and I guess I could sort of meat shielded them when I felt a sting on my hand. Like I was like, "Oh shit, guys, I got stung by a jellyfish. I got to go get help." And they're like, "Okay, we're getting the fuck out of the water." I'm like, "Yeah, good idea."
Yeah. All right. Well, question 14. And this one I will still clarify just because it makes it simpler. So, if you could time travel, where would you go? And the clarification is the machine handles all of your dietary and sanitary needs. So, bathroom, shower, food, all of that is included in the machine. It just fucking magically appears. I don't know.
Hmm.
And it also fixes paradoxes. It fixes, alternate timelines, chaos theory, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You can't, you can't change history. You can't, affect the future. You can experience it. So forward, backwards, where do you go?
And just to clarify, would it be like you're going in time travel just like to like visit the certain event, or like to stay, or whatever I want?
It can be a day trip. You can spend a fucking year in Venice if you want to. Like it's up to you.
Hmm. You know, I wouldn't say I would want to go into the future. Uh, you know, I mean, it'd be cool to see what we'd be in like 500 years from now, but I'm probably around for another 40, 50 years, let's say. If I do make it with age, and like I don't imagine the world changing that much. Like, okay, there might be electric cars all over the road and that kind of thing. So the future to me is not a concept that's like too exciting, nor is it something that really exists. The future is things that are going to happen that haven't happened yet. The past's happened. If I was to travel back in time, you know, I think it's easy to say like, oh, I would have gone back and just changed this one thing that I said. Maybe it might have helped me change, or I would have like gone back to this moment where I got pushed around and changed that. But I think there'd be like too many instances of that. And actually, I just thought of something. If I was to go back in, if I was to go back to one day in particular, and again, this is just the sporting fan in me. I would go back to the night that my team over here won the NHL's Stanley Cup in 1993, which is obviously a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
We are currently the last Canadian team in the NHL to have won the Stanley Cup. So it's been we're entering right now a 30-year drought for
Ooh.
Canadian teams. Like obviously, there's Canadian players on the majority of the teams that win the Stanley Cup, but for Canadian-owned teams. The Montreal Canadiens are the last team to do so when they won their 24th Stanley Cup. And, you know, we got like a taste of that because last summer they had made the Stanley Cup finals for the first time since 1993. They ended up losing in 5 games to the Tampa Bay Lightning, which was not fun. But it was such like a special run. You know, the bars were open, and we clinched a berth to the Stanley Cup final on June 24th, which is a national holiday here in Quebec. It's called Saint Jean Baptiste Day. So that's when everyone just has a day off and like does like all kinds of fun shit. So it was perfect for a victory. And you know, in round one in the quarterfinals, we had beaten our rivals who we despise so much. Sorry to any Leafs fans out there, but fuck your team. The Toronto Maple Leafs in 7 games, who were kicking our ass at first. So we were down 3-1, and it's a best of 7. So the first team to 4 games wins. We came back and beat them in game 7, and it was nuts. That to me was like, okay, we still have a few rounds of playoff left, but you know, if we lose to them in game 7 because they're the favorites for the Stanley Cup, I'm totally fine with it. But we beat them. I'm like, you know what? I don't care what happens. I'm happy we beat Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up in the next round sweeping the Winnipeg Jets 4-0, which again no one saw coming. And then we make we're in the final 4 right now. It's us and the Vegas Golden Knights, who are a tremendously skilled team. And that series I was really nervous for. Suddenly we're up 3-2. And when we won game 5, which made us go up 3-2, already at that point, that was the farthest we've ever been since '93. So we're starting to like really feel it as a fan base, as a city. And they had made the Final Four several times in 2010 and 2014, but in 2010 they lost to Philadelphia in 5, and then in 2014 they lost to the New York Rangers in 6. But here we are. Worst it can go a game 7 and we lose. But what happened is it's game 6. It's here in Montreal. You know, and they had already allowed, albeit a limited capacity, they had already allowed fans back into the arena. And to anybody who is a hockey fan who has not been to the Bell Center, put that on your bucket list. It is a great arena to watch a hockey game, even if you're not a Habs fan. And so it's 2-2. It's overtime. So next goal wins. So I'm hella nervous. And we fucking win in overtime. And the bar exploded. And it remains the happiest moment of my life of being a sports fan, because it was such a crazy, crazy, crazy moment. I have it on video actually, and I am made to make sure it's on. It's actually on my. I made a TikTok out of it. I caught the exact moment the goal happened, and I mean you can't really see much because I was jumping up and down, so you'll see a bunch of blurred images, and then me go like, holy fuck, like, oh man, but. That was my most memorable day as a sports fan, and I am never gonna forget that night. It was slightly ruined. Sorry, Stephen, to call you out here. I know you probably will never listen to us, but our TV in the bar was super delayed. I'm talking about several minutes. So when they start going into the Golden Knights zone to make the play that ended up scoring the goal, my friend came running in from outside. He's like, that's it right here. That's it. Let's go. I'm like, wait, what? And then we score the goal, and then we just fucking freak the fuck out. And like we were like high-fiving strangers. We went on the subway system and the underground. People were screaming. We were like, yeah, let's go. This is awesome. And yeah, that was the first time we made the Stanley Cup Finals since 1993, and because it was such an unprecedented run, like it was in '93, no one saw it coming. It made it like even that much more special. And like I said, we did not win the Stanley Cup, unfortunately. You know, kudos to the Lightning; they're a unit, and
nah, fuck them.
Or yeah, fuck you, Tampa Bay. But they deserved it wholeheartedly. They were way better than us, and. I would probably go back in time to that night in 1993. I don't remember the exact date to when they actually won, and you know, see what it was like, because you know, hockey is weird. It could be another 28 years if we ever see another Stanley Cup final in our city. You never know.
Yeah.
Like I'll bring up some examples. Like the New York Islanders haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1982. They haven't seen a Stanley Cup final since. You know, it's the way regimes are built. It's just like it's a matter of like a good bounce going to a certain hockey player's way that will score a big goal that'll take them to these heights. So, the Toronto Maple Leafs have hilariously not won a cup since 1967, and I don't think they've seen this. I don't think they've seen a Stanley Cup final ever since. The
Well,
Vancouver
fucking
Canucks, for example,
get your
early
shit
70s.
together, Maple Leafs.
No, thank you. No, thank you for that. No, thank you.
Keep your
And some,
shit fucked up, Maple Leafs.
some teams have been around for 50 years and they've only seen like one Stanley Cup final, so it
Yeah.
really, if you're a sports fan and your team is in the final, embrace it. It's gonna suck when you guys lose, if you guys lose, but embrace it, man. Like, it's a
I know
special moment.
it kind of applies the same thing. I don't know the entire story or dates or years or anything like that, but the St. Louis Blues kind of had that same thing. Where they went a very long time without like even making it to the finals.
Yeah, so I was actually that was actually on my mind. So the St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup against Boston in 2019. That was their first cup.
Hmm.
Before that, I think they made the Stanley Cup final like it was like 3 or 4 times in a row in the late 60s, early 70s.
Hmm.
But here's the kicker: they made the Stanley Cup final all those years in a row. They got swept each and every single one of those times. They lost 4 games to nothing every single Stanley Cup final appearance that they made prior to the one in 2019.
Right.
And by the way, major shout out to the St. Louis Blues. Thank you. I fucking hate the Bruins. I have family members that are Bruins fans, and I was so glad not to hear it. The Bruins won the Stanley Cup in 2011, and that's enough for me for a lifetime. No offense to any Bruins fans out there. I'm sure you're cool people, but I hate your team as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, again, getting back on time. So that whole question was about time travel, in case anybody,
I would travel back
forgot
to
that.
the night we won our previous Stanley Cup and just celebrate with the city. That's what I would do. Long
There
answer
you go.
short.
TLDR, there it is.
Yeah.
So going on to question number 15, which I love to say that is our only question that actually has a right answer, because it is. So, JustinSoSustin, how do you like your steak cooked?
Oh my god. Okay. All right. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I'm just saying it right now. I know it's the wrong answer, but I am a medium well / well done guy. I don't care. I don't care. That's how I like my steak. I like it overcooked with a nice little sauce. That's how I like it, man. Anything below medium well, I will not eat.
So, to all of us non-mouth breathers, if you want to throw some hate at him, it's at twitch.tv/JustinSoSustin.
Bring it. Bring it. Bring it on. I'm ready for it. I've already had
No,
people hating on me, and bring it.
everybody has their preferences, and everybody is entitled to be fucking wrong. So, we'll just say that.
Yeah, and I'd rather eat my steak without a pulse. So,
Hey,
I'm
look.
kidding, man. I'm kidding.
There's a quote that I love. It comes from the movie The Cowboy Way with I think it was Kiefer Sutherland and oh god, what's his name? He was in Zombieland.
Wait, Zombieland. Was that the movie with Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Fuck, I can't think of his name.
The guy there with the double pistols, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, what is his name? He was in Anger Management too. I remember his name. Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. Okay, we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
redo that. So there's a quote from a movie called The Cowboy Way with Kiefer Sutherland and Woody Harrelson. And these two rough. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie. Have you?
Well, what's it called? Sorry.
The Cowboy Way.
No, I have not.
Okay, so these two roughneck cowboys from like Arizona or New Mexico or something, like they're, running rodeo shows, like they're, true cowboys. They end up going to New York for some reason or another. We're not going to spoil the entire plot, but these like bum hick dudes end up sitting in a very, very nice steak restaurant.
Right.
And the maitre d' comes up and he asks, "How would you like your steak prepared?" And Woody Harrelson's character looks at him and goes, "Well, why don't you knock his horns off, wipe his nasty old ass, and throw him down on a plate, bring him on out here."
Oh my god! Before you continue with your story, I shit you not. My dad had a business dinner with a guy from Texas who said that exact same fucking quote once.
Yeah, that's
right where he
from
got it
that
from.
movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I like my steaks. Like me and my brother used to joke all the time. It's like when I cut into that steak, I want to hear that bitch moo.
Hey, and that's for some people. For some people, it's not.
Yeah, I
But
mean, it's
I,
not for everyone. I get some people's reservations. They don't want the blood, which is really just juices in the steak that takes on the coloring, whatever. But if you don't like it, you don't like it. Nobody's gonna fucking force you to eat it. And if they try
yeah,
to, you kick them in the dick.
yeah. But it's just
But
because we have a way of making our steaks. Like yeah, we generally have it well done, but what we do is we throw like a lot of lemon juice on it while it's on the barbecue. So it not only burns the fat off, but it does give it a little bit of moisture. Will it be a little bit dry? Sometimes, yeah, it will be a little bit dry. But if you have a nice sauce with it, like even something simple as like Diana sauce, it's fucking great. But when I go to a restaurant, I usually don't order well done because it tends to like burn the outside of the steak like
yeah,
easily. So that's why I usually go with like if I go to a restaurant, I usually take medium well because then they won't overcook the shit out of the outside. Not to the extent that I like it, you know.
fair enough. I mean, it's like I said, everybody has their preferences. We're not going to agree on everything. Definitely not that, but
Twitch.tv/JustinSoSustin. Come at me, guys. I'm ready for it.
fucking throw all the hate at him for that one. Well, to stir up more controversy for some reason, question number 16, iPhone or Android?
I'll tell you what. I have been an iPhone owner for the last few years. But I like both phones. If I'm being completely honest, I like both. I think the thing is though with Apple, there's more immediate care. Like I can just go to the Apple store if I have a problem. But if I ever had a problem with my Android, I'd have to like send it back in the mail and all that. But no, I find Android's very practical. They're like, excuse me, I had to burp. They're like little computers and I remember like when I was a lot younger and I was still taking public transit, like I really liked having an Android because I can download like a Pokemon game and have like a Game Boy emulator and just play on the bus or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that with iPhone unless you like quote jailbreak it, whatever the hell that is. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna change from iPhone now, but yeah, I'm an Android fan. I'm an iPhone fan. I like them both. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Both good phones. They have their ups and their downs. That's it.
Yeah. Once again, it comes down to personal preference. What are you looking for in your phone?
Exactly.
And if you actually care about what brand it is, it's there.
Yeah, there you go. I like both phones.
Yeah. Well, moving right along
I went
to
to a,
another.
I went the pacifist route there.
Yeah. No, just whatever you like. No.
Yeah, pretty much.
After standing your ground and demanding everybody come at you, you go straight to, no, don't come at me. I'm cool with anything.
I can only tolerate so much hate, you know.
Fair enough, yeah. All right, well, moving on to my second favorite question at number 17. What are your top 3 games of all time?
Wow. Top 3 games of all time. Shit. It's really hard to choose. I'm gonna choose a few. They may not be in the exact order, or actually my top favorite 3. But I'll start with number 1. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door for the GameCube. That game is a legend. I've played it 100 times and had fun with it every single time. I streamed it last year. I started streaming it again recently, but my Dolphin is acting a bit shitty on my computer, so it's like lagging a lot. So I don't know if I'll continue it. But Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door is my life. I love that game. And actually, that's how I met some of the very first people I interacted with on Twitch was from that game because that's the first game I wanted to stream, and I streamed the Nintendo 64 version actually, and I started meeting people over my mutual love of that game. So it's got even more sentimental value to it now.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's a good one. I won't go with games that I'm playing like right now. Like I play a lot of Phasmophobia. I'm a big fan of the Gears of War series. Gears of War 2, to me, was like the best game out of the whole, out of all the installments.
Mhm.
That's another campaign I played like by myself or with my cousin several times on different difficulties, like hardcore, insane, or whatever. And that one had such a good story, good gameplay, and as a general fan of that series, that's another game of mine that I really liked. And I would say game number 3 would be a toss up. I'm not a big Pokemon player anymore. I know about it. I'm still a fan of it, obviously. But Pokemon Platinum, which came out in 2009, which was Diamond and Pearl basically fused together, is
Right.
another game I played hundreds of times over the campaign because I really enjoyed the challenges. I enjoyed the story and the difficulty. So much so that I actually bought like this what's called an R4. So it's basically like a DS cartridge, and you put like a little like memory stick in it, and you can put like games in that memory stick that'll like load up on a menu screen
Hmm.
that you can select. So you can have like Mario Karts or other kinds of Pokemon games all in one cartridge. It was great. I downloaded different versions of Platinum, so edited versions to make the game harder, or
Hmm.
like harder versions in general, and they were like really challenging, and I had like a lot of fun with it. And it actually made you really work and grind a lot. And
Right.
I'd say it's a toss up between Pokemon Platinum and actually the very first game that I played called F1 2000, which is like because I'm a big Formula One racing fan. I have been since I can remember as far back as 2000, and that's the first version that I played. And yeah, like when my dad introduced me to that game, I was on his laptop nonstop playing that game, and that's where my love of the sport really blossomed.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I used to be a huge racing game fan. Like I played all through Need for Speed, the Midnight Club series. Like, but yeah, I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
But very solid list. And I guess we'll move right along to question 18. I'm tired of saying silly. The dumbest fucking question on this list. It is I need to go back and figure out who suggested that I put it on there so that I can credit them with this
Okay.
question. But question 18 is cereal soup?
Absolutely the fuck not. No.
See, I disagree. We're gonna have to disagree here. Because
But
what is soup when you break it down to its like most core components? What is soup?
well,
It,
I mean,
it's
is soup
stuff
is
floating in liquid.
yes, it's stuff floating liquid, yes, but it's a certain substance. It's a certain type of liquid. It's a broth. It's a hot broth with spices. Cereal is just pretty much milk. That's it.
Okay, I mean,
I mean, they're both like foods that involve having bowls of liquid, but they're different types of foods. Hence why they're like different names. Like I
I
wouldn't call
mean,
I,
no.
I wouldn't call cereal soup or soup cereal. So
So if instead of using milk, which has no seasoning or any other flavoring to it at all, if I use chocolate milk instead, does that make it soup?
you know what? Yeah, yeah, sure,
You're fucking weird, bud.
yeah. Why
No.
not?
Cereal's a soup. You can't change my mind. Nobody ever will. I think it's a dumb fucking question, but I do agree with it. How fucking dumb is that?
God, it's like a fucking cult forming.
Yes, cult of the soup.
You know what? Let me ask you something. Actually, does Jen agree with you?
I haven't asked her, and I need to.
Let's get Jen in the room right now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'll ask her and I'll report back to you. We'll DM that one.
You know, I'm not gonna trust her answer. I'm gonna ask her myself.
You're more than welcome to. She's not gonna lie to me, and I wouldn't lie to you.
Okay.
All right. Well, now that we're done with that, so question 19. We only have two questions left. Technically, 19 is going to be our last question, but it's also our most deep question and most morbid question.
Okay.
So, what is something that you wish you could leave behind when you're gone?
I would want to leave behind. It's a very like simple and straightforward answer. I would want to leave behind a good legacy. Um, Based off my reputation in general, or something I did to affect someone in a positive way. Um, you know, like it's like yeah, you can decide who you want to leave like all your belongings and your money to, but that's just like I don't think about that. I want to leave behind a good legacy. God forbid I go tomorrow and God forbid an accident. Let's knock on wood. Hopefully it doesn't happen. I want people to remember that what, this guy was awesome and he had a positive impact on my life, and I'll never forget him. I wouldn't want people to mourn me forever. I know it's hard to ask, but you know I just want people to think about me and think about the positive experience that I left them. And just like if anybody, one of my friends goes, it'll be sad, but I'll think of the happy times and, you know, I'll try to do what they can, and I'm not like religious or spiritual, but I like thinking that in some ways I am making them happy by being happy myself. Well, that's kind of one I want to leave behind. You're not going to be loved by everybody.
Of
It's a fact
course
of life.
not.
It's a fact of life. But it matters to me that the people I like, whoever's still around at the time, they miss me and they cherish the time that I was here on this earth with them.
Sorry, I chuckled. I'm not trying to downplay your answer. Everybody should aspire to that. But when you said not everybody's going to like you, immediately had the mental image of you lying in a casket with hater blockers on.
You know what?
Remember those sunglasses, the big old fucking.
Yeah, and you know what? Me like in my casket, just going like this too, like with my middle finger up.
Yeah.
I would love
Fuck the
that.
haters.
I
Fuck
would.
the haters.
I'll just have haters like tattooed like right here. Like that'll
Hell
be
yeah.
that'll be my dying wish and my deathbed. Tattoo haters right over here.
Post-mortem tattoos. That needs to be a fucking thing. That's what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
damn right it does. Oh,
My
we can start
dying,
something here.
my dying wish. Sleeve me up, bruh.
You know what? We should get on this, man. We can go places with that business opportunity.
I'd have to start looking into the legalities of it, but yeah, we'll workshop it. We'll workshop it. We'll get there.
Oh man, that's good.
Throw some ideas around on it.
Oh, I love some good banter.
Hell yeah! All right, well, question 20, the last one on the list, and like I said, it's not technically a question, but JustinSoSustin, what are you working on right now, bud? What you got going on?
Okay, well, if we're talking streamer and stream content wise, with my schedule, I would like to stream more. Unfortunately, it's been reduced to like at most twice a week. I am taking the week off to have a bit of a mental break after an episode I recently been through. I'm fine right now. I'm doing great. I got great support and I got great fans for that. So I'm taking the week off right now. I like to pop in a Phasmophobia stream every now and then, mainly on Mondays. But I'm also I've currently finished up playing through the Mafia series, which is a great series, might I add. And right now I've decided to take on the campaign of the Guardians of the Galaxy game that was free on Game Pass, actually. Awesome. So far, I did one stream of it, and it's fun. So I'm working on that, and like I said, I always like to squeeze in Phasmophobia here and there. But if I had more time to stream, I would add other things like Back for Blood, or which is a game that you and I both really like playing.
Oh yeah.
And I would add other things, but for now, my list is quite limited. I stream. Monday's usually a designated stream day for me, and like weekends are totally hit or miss. It's like I'll do it if I have time. If not, then whatever. And like one of Thursday or Friday. But again, it depends how the week goes. It depends how I schedule my things.
Right.
I'm mostly a pop up streamer. But yeah, that's what's going on right now, man.
Well, we always look forward to those pop-up streams, but that's the end of the list, man.
Yeah,
What you
man.
think?
Dude, I had a blast.
Awesome. I always love to hear it. And again, I know y'all heard it before. We're going to say it again. Anybody wants to go check them out, that's twitch.tv/JustinSoSustin.
Hey,
All
yo.
one word. Go drop them a follow, show them some love. We definitely love to see it, man. It was so good talking to you.
Yeah, for sure. You too, man. Thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Absolutely. And thank you, everybody out there, for listening. We really appreciate you too. Looking forward to having y'all again. And we'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.